Welcome. We are going to be discussing 5 different people with 5 different cases. Case number 1. Case number 1 is BC. BC is actually a trader. She hawks bread for a living. BC has 3 children and an unemployed husband. So BC is definitely the sole breadwinner of her family. Well, case number 2 is Ada. Ada is a seamstress. Ada loves what she does. But Ada has so many people depending on her. And her tailoring work just can't sustain her and her people back home. So Ada works 3 different jobs just to keep up with the bills. And one thing she wishes for is to have extra time to at least do what she loves, which is tailoring. Well, case number 3. Case number 3 is definitely Greg. Greg is a petroleum engineer. He works offshore, he earns lots and lots of money as salary, attractive bonuses, trips and all. But all of this is at the expense of family time. He goes offshore 2 weeks a month and hardly have quality time with his family. The job also is a high-risk job, and although he earns a lot, he just wishes he can be with his family every day. Case number 4 is Kamal. Kamal is unemployed. Kamal depends on friends and relatives. And no, Kamal is not lazy. In fact, he does daily menial jobs to survive. He dreams of becoming rich someday, and he has the potentials to become rich. In fact, Kamal is a BSc holder and believes that once he gets a master's degree, he will be employed in a good company. He's actually working towards that. And he plans to, borrow money from the bank to get a master's degree. And he actually prays that after getting a master's degree, he's going to get that wonderful job he hopes for. But well, you all know, getting a master's degree is not a guarantee to get a job. Very sad. Okay, case number 5. Peace. Well, Peace is a rich kid. She's actually the daughter of Mr. Cash. And she goes on trips, vacations. She dreams to be a pilot someday. Why? Well, she wants to be a pilot because she loves the sky. It's blue, and blue is her favorite color. And she also wants to be a doctor because she's passionate about saving lives. My God, Peace also wants to own her own hospital. Peace can dream big. She's extremely comfortable and happy with her life. She loves her life because it's free of worries. And Peace actually vows to name her children Peace. That should tell you how comfortable and happy she is with her life. Well, the thing is, Ada, BC, Kamal, Greg, they all just want one thing. They want to be financially free. They want to do what they enjoy doing. They want to have time for things they love doing. They want to be able to go where they want to go to without thinking of where the next meal will come from. Generally, they just want freedom. They want financial freedom. They want to be happy. They want to live a life free of worries. And wait, let's pause for a minute and let's discuss, how does a bank operate? Well, I know. It's out of what we're talking about, but we're going to learn 1 or 2 things. So let's say finally, BC decided to, make some clothes for her children after a very long time, and she meets up with Ada. Ada the tailor charged her 100 naira for her services. And at the moment, BC has just 20 naira. So she deposits the 20 naira with Ada and promises to bring 80 naira the next day. Ada goes to the bank straight away with her 20 naira. At the bank, she meets Mr. Cash. And Mr. Cash is actually with Greg, Greg came to the bank to deposit 60 naira. So Ada happily gives Mr. Cash her 20 naira and leaves the bank. The next day, Bisi goes to the bank and meets Mr. Cash. She asks for a loan from Mr. Cash. She told Mr. Cash, please give me 80 naira. And Mr. Cash assured her, don't worry, I'll give you 80 naira. So what did Mr. Cash do? He brought out Ada's 20 naira and Greg's 60 naira and gave them to Bisi and told Bisi, this is 80 naira. But in so time, bring back this 80 naira with an interest, because of course it's not for free. Bisi agreed, carried this 80 naira to Ada and told Ada, this is your balance 80 naira, so I'm done paying you. Ada happily rushes back again to the bank the next day with the 80 naira and gives the 80 naira to Mr. Cash. Mr. Cash, take this 80 naira. And in the bank, she sees Mr. Cash shaking hands with Mr. Greg, thanking him for the 60 naira deposit he did again that day. So Ada deposits her 80 naira, Mr. Greg deposits his 60 naira, and they both leave the bank. And of course, Bisi is now left to pay a debt of 80 naira and interest fee. And Mr. Cash is smiling to himself because he just made an extra 80 naira from Ada and Greg's money for himself. Well, remember Kamal? Yes, Kamal, the unemployed guy. He also decided to take out loan and do his master's degree program. Maybe he will get a good job after that. So of course, he goes to Mr. Cash. Mr. Cash, please give me loan. I need loan. Mr. Cash says, how much is it? And he says, 140 naira. Mr. Cash gives Kamal the 140 naira. This 140 naira now is the 80 naira Ada deposited and the 60 naira Greg also deposited. He gives it to Kamal, and Kamal also begins his journey of debt, And Mr. Cash is smiling to himself because obviously he's also making an extra 140 naira from Bisi and Greg's money. So the cycle continues, and whenever Ada comes to the bank to get her money, Mr. Cash will take another person's money and give to Ada. When Greg comes, he will take another person's money and give to Greg. So it's just a circle. That is how the bank operates generally. So you can imagine what will happen to Mr. Cash when Ada, Bisi, Greg, and every other person that deposited money with him comes at once to get their money. Well, let's not imagine much. Of course, Mr. Cash will go what? He will go bankrupt because he will never have the money to pay all of them at once. In general, these people may never get the freedom they deserve because we live in a world of money that is inhuman, unfair, and unjust. We live in a world ruled by financiers, governments, and military. Ordinary people are just pawn in this game. As Sergei Maverdi would say, the truth is the most improbable thing in the world. It's almost always charmless and unpleasant. It's only the lie that is nice, beautiful, and elegant. Well, no need to despair because freedom is here. And freedom is MMM. Maverdi Mundial Movement. MMM is a global mutual aid fund. It doesn't require any contract or pledge of property. No lenders and no debtors in MMM. Participants have to be honest and kind to each other. There are no central accounts in MMM, and the system completely belongs to the people. So how does it work? First of all, you have to declare the willingness to give help, and then your account will be rewarded with Mavro. That is the currency of MMM. Your Mavros will start growing from the moment you decide to provide help at the rate of 30% per month. And if you say if you've announced willingness to assist with $100, you'll be rewarded in your PO with 100 marbles, and they will immediately start growing. A month later, this 100 will become 130 marbles. Accordingly, you'll be able to request assistance for $130. It's wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. And then it's always necessary to withdraw as soon as you want to get help. You don't necessarily have to wait for a month. Request for providing help comes to you in your personal office. If you do not do it within 48 hours, you'll be removed from the system. And then each participant is only allowed to have just one account. MMM is not a bank. It is not an institution. It is not a company. You can refer to it as a social financial network. So the 30% a month cannot be considered as a yield or interest rate, since the funds were given away. More like you're donating, you're helping somebody in need, with the knowledge that tomorrow you may also be in that person's position, and there will also always be somebody else to help you with the money you require. There are many benefits from being a participant of MMM. One of such benefits is the registration bonus. You can get $20, $50, $100, depending on the amount of money you're providing help with. And then the other is referral bonus. Yeah, after referring somebody, you can get 10%, or you get 10% of whatever the person is providing help with. It's that interesting. And then the guiders bonus, you can move ahead in the MMM community. You can be a guider, tell people more about MMM, and of course you get rewards for your efforts. So your direct downliners, you get 10%, your second downline, you get 5%, 3%, 1%, 0.5, and then 0.3 accordingly. And then you also get bonuses for videos, testimonial videos you make in MMM. Yes, because after getting help, you need to preach the message out to every other person. You need to tell them the good news. You need to show them the way. So, and of course you get rewarded for doing that. So if you do a video of happiness, you would get the following bonuses. And of course, there are some of us that are not familiar with the internet and the computers and all. There are provisions for such persons. They can indicate in their personal office that their guider is their trustee, or the guider can register them and state that he or she is their trustee. So what the guider does is that he helps them with the activities of MMM, with their permission of course, and they will always give him the go-ahead before he executes any activity for them. So in other words, the trustors have full control of their personal office, but the guiders just assist them in carrying out the activities of MMM. So in conclusion, we can say BC, Greg, Ada, Kamal, and even Peace are now participants of MMM. They are benefiting from MMM. They are at peace with themselves. They are free to do whatever they want to do because they are financially free. They are free of worries. So we can confidently say BC, Greg, Ada, Kamal, and Peace are smart. So what do you have to do? You have to be like them. Yes, be like them. So for more information, you can chat me up on WhatsApp. You can also use this link to know more, register, and become a part of the MMM community. And always have it at the back of your mind that in MMM, together, we change the world. Stella is saying thank you, thank you, thank you.